small minor technicality that happened, and but we are back. We are back. We are live, and yeah, I mean these things happen. I don't know if it was a medium-sized tornado or not that went through Rob's house, but apart from that, we're back with you. So qualifying has just been completed, and we're going to bring out the results now. We're going to do it in old-fashioned way just by calling them out. So in Pro, we've got Kevin Brooks is your pole sitter, followed by Sean Campbell. Andrew Hewson is in third, and then Taylor Lane was in fourth. First place was Lyden Lee. In our Blake Scott, Stephen Martinez, Errol Uruksoy, Tom E. Fisher, John Casey, and Brent Bravada, with James Pierce missing qualifying, having to start right at the very back of his class. So that's going to potentially make a little bit of fun. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're just getting the grid all sorted now for the start of race one. Putting cars onto, that would be a bit tragic. So just while we get all this sorted, we're just going to take just a couple of minutes just while we get all the grid all sorted, and then we'll be back very shortly once we're in the session to bring you the action as it happens. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the grid has been sorted. The session is now live. We are loading in. Casey, are we loading in?
Yes, sir.
Let's get this done. So, hardware was just having a minor moment. But yeah, I mean, we were on about. I think we're going to plan a bit of a trip over to see Sebring. Well, certainly I am, and maybe a couple of guys in my team. And you were saying, is it WE or something?
Yep, so the last couple of years, I think the first year that they did it was 2019. The WEC decided to run in conjunction with our major sports car series over here, being IMSA. They run in conjunction with IMSA during the weekend of the 12 Hours of Sebring. Now, unfortunately, because with everything being so messed up, as everybody knows, that hasn't happened in the last 2 years. WEC had to cancel 2020, and they also decided to not pursue that this year as well. But it's been announced, tentatively of course, but they're looking at coming back next year for 2022 and doing the 1,000 miles of Sebring in conjunction with the 12 Hours of Sebring. So I'm really looking forward to that. Those European cars, we don't get a chance to see them over here very often, so especially not in my neck of the woods. So I'm really looking forward to that. And it really makes for a great weekend of racing, though, when you have two major series like that, to put on two major races basically for the price of one. yeah, it definitely makes it that much more worth it.
Yeah, there's I think there's a couple of times that things like that can happen where it sort of just falls into line and goes well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. I'd planned on going to the 12 Hours of Sebring to begin with in 2019. Didn't even, when I had bought the tickets, I did not even know that the WEC was going to be there. And I found out after the fact. I was like, oh wow. So not only am I watching, our major sports car series race, but I'm going to get the chance to watch, Kamui Kobayashi and Fernando Alonso, drive around the Toyota absolute beast of a car, Sebring. So that was pretty incredible.
Will they not be it'll be hypercar then? It won't be those.
Well, they're next year. So yeah, next year they'll have their hypercars. So, but I'm talking 2019 when I did get.
Oh, gotcha.
They still had that Toyota LMP1 rocket ship. And it was, to be honest, it was kind of a snooze fest, at least as far as LMP1 goes, because those two Toyotas were just a million miles ahead of everybody else. So, hopefully with, the new hypercar coming along and all the manufacturers that will be participating, really hope that that's not going to be the case going forward.
Yeah, you're right with that.
Has it been confirmed that Ferrari's doing that? Yeah, I know they were looking at it, but has it been confirmed?
Yeah, they're in conjunction with somebody else. I can't think what it is.
I think Porsche was kind of poking at them, saying like, "Hey, come on, let's go."
It'd be good to see a Porsche Ferrari battle, reminiscent of obviously bygone eras where Porsche and Ferrari went at each other in the 70s. It'd be nice to see a Porsche Ferrari battle again. Yeah, there's been plenty of battles over the years in Le Mans and sports car racing where there's obviously been Porsche and Ferrari and Jaguar and all that sort of stuff. And it'd be great to see some of these sort of names of bygone eras come back into it. And I think it's gotten a little bit. I'm going to say that LMP class has kind of become a little bit stale in the last few years.
It really has.
And it just
LMP1 is, yeah.
It needs an injection of life, and hopefully this hypercar business gets it going, and we can see some close racing. Because at the end of the day, it took. I mean, who turns up to watch a race where one car buggers off into the distance, and we all just, oh, there's a battle for fourth, and okay, well,
yeah.
So,
well, picture already got Porsche and Ferrari, right? I think Aston Martin have they come back in line?
I'm not too sure about that.
So we know we've got Porsche and Ferrari, though. Chevy or General Motors in general has tossed around the idea of hypercar. What if? And now I know this hasn't been talked about, but if you throw Ford back in the mix, and that could be real interesting. Ford versus Porsche, Ferrari, and Chevy. Now that'd be awesome. So I don't know. Maybe hopefully it piques their interest, and maybe they can find a reason to get back into sports car racing again. I'd like to see him go back for an overall.
It would be nice. There we are. We're only a few minutes away from the penultimate race meeting of the season. There's who was that? Who's kicking up all manner of dirt there? Let's have a little look. Was that James Pierce? Was James Pierce?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Rob.
No, I saw Kevin Brooks LMP2 is faster than the cards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So that could be quite interesting then. They'll have to do something with that. I can feel a bop on the horizon. So
Wait, what did I miss? What was?
What LMP is currently filling a hypercar.
Oh wow. Who dropped the ball on that one?
Way to go! So LMP2 is looking
Too
like
rare. I mean, it's not end of the world. Oh, he says it's a bop.
I have to bop it again. Just take a couple of cylinders out.
Yeah. Just put the hamsters in there instead of pistons.
Run it on sunflower oil or something. It'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird one. It's like, that's just not quite okay.
Oh no! Further LMP patron ruled out a spa.
Oh, wow.
From the Motorsport Tom, written by Gary Watt, tactical changes to some P2 cards can spa.
So when is that? Is that this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, we'll definitely have that on the TV then. So.
Yeah, that could be really interesting. You see an LMP2 win overall.
So who lets who go there then? So nice. That is a turn up for the books. So we'll definitely keep our eyes peeled on that and see how the new hypercar gets trounced by a load of LMP2s. Yeah, just chuckle at it. It's like watching Accrington Stanley batter Manchester United, isn't it? Just shouldn't happen, but it's hilarious if it did. It'll certainly be a race to watch. LMP2 beating the new hypercar.
Yeah.
Someone's getting fired. Who the hell's done this? That'll be wicked. Well, far more important than any of that nonsense, we have a race, and it is just gone into the race session. So these guys are going to be lining up on the grid. We see the Porsche pace car. You can see the time of day there. So it's bang 12 noon. A couple of seconds after 37-degree track temp. That is a hot and toasty track. So these guys are going to be racing on on very warm conditions. We wish them the very best of luck, as ever. But they're going to be fighting it out. There's a few little less of the pro field than maybe what we initially expected, but I'm sure that Sean Campbell and God, I forgot that Kevin Brooks rather is going to have a pretty strong battle here. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. But there we go. We got cars moving. Obviously, Amfield giving a bit of room to the pros. We've got Sean Campbell, and of course we've got Andrew Houston as well. And Andrew in that call there you never know, might be a contender within this. And they come through onto the back straight, and we'll see what happens here. Casey, any takers? Who do you think's got this?
It's really hard to go against Kevin Brooks and the pace that he's had all season as far as our pro class goes. And when you look at the amateur class, it's going to be hard to go against James Pierce. He's had the pace pretty much everywhere we've been. So my money's on those two guys. I think James might have a tough go of it here if he's starting in the back, but
well, we still see they come out of the Parabolica. Porsche pace car is going to peel off any time soon, and then obviously we're going to be under the start. Will go under the control of Kevin Brooks. So Kevin holds it. When does he go? And that is a green flag, and they are away. So we're going to have three pros heading down into the first here. Okay, they should do. There's only 3 of them. They shouldn't be playing bumper cars just yet. But more importantly, I'd say let's have a look at what's going on in the Amfield behind. They make it all through line of stern. So Amfield is looking a little bit close together. Oh, there's big contact. That is Mark Scott. Is he going to come back on track? Oh, he comes right back on track. Everyone misses him. Very, very lucky there. That's Michael Kalaga as well, I believe, off in the grass. A rejoining Ferrari with damage to the front end. We'll have to get a replay of what happened there. Was a contact in the braking zone. See Mark Scott in the red Porsche. And then just as they go into the braking zone, and Eric Kalaga gets a chunk of it as well. So 2 Kalagas, but there's more contact here with Stephen Martinez taking it into the back of Blake Scott. Yeah, Blake Scott's just rejoining back on track now. So all happening. Stephen Martinez puts it out onto the dirt on the exit, and that gives Errol a run.
2 by 2.
And Errol puts it onto the dirt, which gives Stephen Martinez the position back. So that's
wow.
Oh, they are.
This is frantic racing in the opening lap.
Very frantic. They come down into Ascari. Now, this is a place you do not want to be going 2 by 2, but they are 2 by 2, and Mark Scott really gets up to close to the back of Tom Fisher in the BMW. Still 2 by 2. Blake Scott and Mark Scott nearly contact between the 2 of those. Then that would be a conversation over the dinner table. James Pearce heading up the inside of Mark Scott. This is close race. Blake Scott into the braking zone of the Parabolica. Blake Scott manages to hang on to it, but he runs wide. He runs really wide, which compromises exit massively on the exit of that. And a little bit of communication over the in-game comms there between the drivers, but we'll stay with what's going on here. James Pearce just gets all of the run out of that corner. He's into the braking zone. But that's Errol's on the grass in the green Ferrari up ahead. Ruins his exit, gives Eric Kalaga the run out of the corner, and James Pearce gets a bad exit. They could be looking 3 wide. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't. Blake Scott manages to get the run on the outside. They're 2 by 2 as they come down into the braking zone. Oh, they're close as they go through their room.
These guys are just absolutely fighting it out. Good
They really
night.
are. They really are.
3. Oh, James almost taking it 3 wide.
Yeah, first Lesmo, and he nearly put it 3 wide. We're going to the second one now. So this is turn 7. Second Lesmo, good exit. Should be able to get the job done as he comes down.
Who's that in the tire barrier?
Who's in the
John
tire?
Casey.
John Casey has had a big off. That Porsche is looking rather second hand. He's had a moment. Let's get a replay of that. Meanwhile, yeah, he locks up, can't get the car turned. Away you go. Good night. James Pearce has been able to get around Errol Uruxoy in the green Ferrari as we can go back to the action on that. Poor John. Stay with it, John. If you finish within 2 laps, you'll still score points. And we look behind, you can see they're still trying to battle it out here. That's Mark Scott and Michael Kalaga. Michael Kalaga's running wide, struggling to get the Ferrari all gripped up through the Parabolica. That's going to give Mark Scott a reasonable run out the corner if he can get the power down on the Porsche. They come through to complete another lap. Great races so far. Very edge of your seat stuff from the Anfield. Quick look at the pros. Sean Campbell's been able to get around. Oh, what's happened to Kevin? Kevin's dropped from 1st to 3rd. We've been that preoccupied with looking at the Anfield that something happened in the pros, and Kevin's dropped from what was, I believe, a fairly comfortable lead down into 3rd place. So Andrew Hewson up in the 2nd. Sean Campbell up into the distance, but let's stay with the AMs because this is where the close battles are at the minute. James Pearce now all catching up to the back of Blake Scott into the chicane again. Let's see, he closes right up to the back of Blake Scott. Buvaranti, Lesmo 1. James Pearce squirming the car on the exit. You can just see him there ahead of Errol. And now Blake Scott has got a run on Eric Kalaga up ahead. You can see Eric Kalaga in the Soul Ford entry. Handsome looking livery again. We've got Gulf colours on that Ford. That's the colours it should be in. Into Ascari. Into the left, into the right. Porsche gets the power down better on the exit, closes right up to the back of him. You can. Oh, he was close enough to smell what he had for dinner there.
Side.
Yeah. Side by side into the braking zone to the Parabolica, who breaks later. I think Eric just lets him have that one. I don't think there was much of a fight there. Job done, and that's what Blake needed. That's a car image all over the back of that Ford. So it's Porsche, Corvette, Porsche, Ford, Corvette. Soon to be, I think, Porsche, Corvette, Ford, as James peels off out of the slipstream to get a look down the inside of the Ford into the braking zone. He nearly got a run onto Blake Scott there, but thought better of it. He can get his exit right out of here. He might be able to put an attack on. That's what I use. Quite a big gap between the two as he comes out of there. So I don't think he's going to have anything for him as they go into Ferranti, but we'll see. And meanwhile, Lyden Lee has disappeared off into the sunset. Blake Scott just broke himself ever so slightly there. He didn't have a particularly good line into Lesmo 1. They'll stay as they are, I believe, but if James can get a run out of Lesmo 2, he might be able to put something on Blake as they go into Ascari. Let's see. Again, James, better line. Well, actually, no, he had probably a better line on entry, but Blake seemed to have the better exit, but slipstreams everything. As they come down into Ascari under the bridge. Will he do it here? Will he look? Will he look? Will he look? He's closing. No, he doesn't. He backs out of it. He could have put a move on there, but he chose not to. Smart move, because we've still got plenty of the racing left to go. As a car ahead kicks up a bit of dirt, you can see them going through.
Yeah, I've been watching James pretty closely this entire race. Very sensible so far.
Yeah, doesn't want
I
to.
know. He's raced a very smart race.
Yeah, well, there was
Not put his nose anywhere it didn't need to be.
Where was that race? Was it? Where was it? Road America? Road Atlanta? Road America. Yes, Road America, where he got more flies on his side windows than he did on the windscreen.
Yeah.
So, but it was all good racing. He managed to get it across the line for a win in race 2, I think, and finished about 4th or 5th in race 1. But that Corvette, I know I won't forget that race in a long time. That Corvette did not look very happy underneath him. But here we go. Here's the move as they come down into Ferranti. Hard on the brakes. Blake Scott's still there. He's still there. James gets the job done. Does he run wide? No, he doesn't. He keeps spot. Well done, James. Nice driving there. Picks his moment. Gets the job done. Blake probably won't have much back for him. But let's see here into Lesmo 1. Oh, Blake nearly clipped the dirt on the exit of that, which would have been pretty disastrous. Whenever you seem to clip the dirt on the left-hand side out of there, it's a one-way trip to the tyre barrier on the right with unpleasant consequences. So, but now let's see what James can do, as he's got the Ferrari of Stephen Martinez. And he's got the BMW of Tom E. Fisher in front of him, and then Lyden Lee way down the road. But Lyden did say he forgot to change fuel, so might be a case where Lyden has to pit on this race, which will be disastrous for him because there's no way he's going to be able to get back from that. And we can see all the amps are pretty well still bunched up. Eric Kalaga is still within well, he's in a couple of seconds there of Blake Scott. Using all the road there. They paid for the track. They're going to use it. Why not?
I tell you what, looking at the gap here, Lyden Lee's got a pretty significant gap. It is not very long.
It's long enough. It's about 30 seconds by the time he has to get into his box, put some juice in and back out again. So it's going to drop him right to the back of the field.
Yeah, you're probably right.
If he has to, we'll see what happens. So another lap down. That's 10 minutes of this race gone so far. Getting a little bit strung out now. You can see a couple of Ferraris at the back there getting close to each other. That's Michael Kalaga and Stephen Martinez under the bridge into the Ferranti. There's not going to be a move there, but I believe Michael Kalaga might still have some pace in that that Ferrari. Looks a little beat up, but we'll see what happens. That's James Pearce with a slowdown. Has to let Blake Scott back through. Okay, well, that's not going to do you any favours for your championship. Pretty sure you would have had a slowdown as he came through. Ferranti there. Unless he just felt like a challenge and thought he let Blake go just so he can have him again. I don't know. Right. And to the left, good exit from the Porsche through there. Porsche seems to be very well planted through Ascari. Probably slightly more planted than what the Porsche is through the high speed stuff. But I'd say than the Corvette is. But I'd say the Corvette has the edge on the straight line speed. That seems to be where we're seeing this advantage. James drives it in deep to Parabolic and doesn't get a very good exit. Doesn't get a very good exit at all, to be honest with you. And that lets Blake a bit of breathing room. Probably won't be anywhere near him when they get into turn one, but Corvette again, straight line speed. You can just see him reeling it in. That's the tents coming down out of the gap.
Not close enough at the end of the straight.
No, and Blake again just runs it ever so slightly wide. James goes up to him right on the tailpipes of that Porsche now as they come out into the Curva Grande. Blake's going to the left-hand side of the track to cut off the inside line, but I think James might have him cleared before they get there. Blake closes up to try and get any side draft. No. Oh, there's a contact.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, dear. Now that's a race, and that's a massive accident for James Pierce. He's still going. He's still going. But that car cannot be handling very well. That was a huge accident on the exit of Curva Grande. Let's have a look at this. So as they came out there, that there's about a foot of car between them. So I've got to say, unfortunately, I think I don't think that was either driver's particular fault, and one that I'll have to put down to the dreaded netcode. But these things happen.
Oh, man.
Nothing either of them can do. But James Pierce's car, I don't know if he's got a meat ball or not. You can see here, as the replay again, that there is a lot of clear air between those two cars. And that contact on the left has got to have caused substantial damage. He backs it into the barrier. It's on its side and then hits the barrier on the right. And it's in again. That car's got to be absolutely total. But we'll see. Where's Blake Scott? Blake Scott is behind him. Blake Scott's coming into the pits. I don't know how much damage is on Blake's car. But James's car looks incredibly second-hand. It looks like he's been pushed down a flight of stairs. Okay.
I'm just sitting here in disbelief. I can't believe that just happened.
So we're back with the racing. I've just put a brief little announcement out to the drivers just to let them know what happened. There was an absolute massive chunk of netco between the two of them, so they don't need to be upset with each other. But there wasn't any comments over the radio, so they probably sort of knew it themselves anyway. But we'll get back to the racing here. Stephen Martinez chasing down Tom Fisher. Lyden Lee disappearing off into the sunset with his return to the series. Excuse me. Many fizzy drinks have been consumed today in preparation for this evening. Or this morning, should I say. Yeah, well, let's get back to the pro fields because we've got to move for the lead of pro. Kevin Brooks has gone to the inside of Sean Campbell into turn one. Sean Campbell is still there. He's come back to the inside. He might get a cutback. Might get a cutback on him here. So we've got Sean Campbell and Kevin Brooks both nearly side by side as they come out of the Curva Grande. Let's see what happens up the front of the field. Sean Campbell tucks in behind through Varanti into Lesmo 1.
Oh, almost off in the kitty litter.
Yep, Kevin Brooks put a wheel off onto the dirt there, we can see. Oh, yes. I think Sean's struggling with straight line speed, just like what that Porsche was.
Yeah, we could hear Sean on the driver's radio saying pretty much the same thing, that Corvette was just eating him alive down the straights.
It was indeed. Well, let's see what they do as they come onto the straight here. Are they going to be able to reel him in? Let's see what the BMW can do. The BMW is not catching that Corvette hardly at all, and he is right in the sweet spot for the slipstream. Does brake a little bit later than Kevin, though, as he gets the car settled on the apex of the Parabolica, powers out. Again, BMW just seems to pick itself up out of the corner a little bit better. I think we said that all season. Just seems to have the edge on corner exit. But this Corvette here has just got an absolute powerhouse in it and is disappearing off down the road.
Yep, even in full draft, that BMW just has nothing for it. That's
no,
blows my mind.
Absolutely nothing at all.
It just makes me wonder just how trimmed out Kevin Brooks has that Corvette.
Yes, indeed. James Pearce is still going in that Corvette. I mean, he's about 3 years off the pace, but he's still going.
Yeah, I think his thought is if he can just finish this race out, you know, catch the invert and be right up at the front of Am at the end of this one.
2 seconds. So, from my understanding, James Pearce has got a meatball, unfortunately.
Got a meatball, yeah, and if he doesn't pit, that will be a disqualification.
It will be indeed.
So keeping up with the battle in pro here, Kevin Brooks still leads the way. He's got Sean Campbell about a car length and a half behind him. Again, Sean, full draft down the front stretch, just not able to do anything. Kevin Brooks just pulls him up out of the chicane. Widens the gap to about 2.5, 3 car lengths here. This second set of chicanes, both of them heavily on the curbs. Sean looks like he's just trying to do everything he can just to keep to the back of that Corvette. To try and get a good run down maybe the front stretch or the back straight. But again, the speed of that Corvette just seems like it might be too much for the BMW to handle.
Yeah, Corvette's really hooked up. I think he's going to take a hell of a lot, and he's got that thing just like a bullet in a straight line. Even with that little bit of damage on the front end, you can see he's had an off somewhere along the line. I think that's why he ended up dropping back to behind Andrew Hewson. But it's not caused that car to be any slower than what it is now, which is something. So we'll just see what happens as we go through the remaining part of this race. There's only 8 to 9 minutes left. Michael Kalaga has come up, got past Errol. It was at Lesmo. I've just looked on Lesmo. He ran off onto the dirt and he let Michael Kalaga and Mark Scott through. Ooh, I went too far away from it anyway.
Side by side, a little bit of contact there, I think, between Sean Campbell to the back of that Corvette of Kevin Brooks. Side by side, here we go.
Yeah, we're going again. Lesmo, Sean gets it back. Nice move, Sean. I have the horrible feeling he's going to get onto the straight here after Lesmo 2, and you'll just see that Corvette become very big in the mirror and probably very small in the windscreen when it goes past him. But let's just see what happens. Oh, Sean. Almost a Scandinavian flick into the Scary there. Jesus Christ, man. Put your handbrake on.
Both just sending it. Oh, this
Yeah.
is fun to watch.
Colin McRae style.
Yeah, but here comes that Corvette.
Yeah, it's not going to get him here. It's too far away at the minute.
No.
But if he has a good run, and I think, you know, the BMW is just pushing out a little bit wider there. I think Kevin got a better run out of.
Yeah, he's got a big run.
Yeah, big run. Yeah, he's got nothing for him. Where's Sean going to break? Oh, Kevin, did he run wide? No, he's all right. Okay. It looked like initially he was going to carry a little bit too much speed into there, but he got it done, and Sean's not got a level lot for him again. But he's getting it back here. He's closing up. No. Takes a look, but no.
Yeah, my heart kind of goes out to Sean here because he's driving the wheels off that BMW and the Corvette just blows by him on the straight.
Does indeed. Nothing for him, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's kind of like trying to fight with both hands tied behind your back.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. He's brought a toothpick to a gunfight there, I think. So, we'll see. Into Ascari, left, right, left. Corvette, better planted through there. Hands down, gets a better run on the exit. Can the BMW get anything on him here? I'm not sure. It takes a little bit of a wide line through the first part, the entry of Parabolicus, so Kevin gets a little bit of a run there.
Yeah, Kevin definitely looking here. Oh, Kevin's blinking. No, Kevin's definitely having some issues here.
Very much is.
Uh-oh.
No, he's back, he's gone again. Yeah. Ping at 200. Ping at 208 at the minute. He's back. Gone.
No. Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he... No.
No. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, no.
No, he's back. He's back. Is he back? No, he's gone again.
Gone.
No, he's sleeping out.
Kevin, take your phone off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. These kids up there's playing like Minecraft or something. Get off it! Oh dear. Mrs. is doing a Skype call with all the friends from work.
Get off the computer now!
Yeah.
Oh,
dear. He's gone. He's back.
no.
Oh jeez. Oh dear. We're good.
No.
It's gone.
Is it going to count?
No.
Did it count as lap, though? That's the thing.
Ah, that's a good point. I think
I've had it do that to me in the past where I've been blinking and it won't count a lap.
It seems to be all right. It seems to settle down. Oh no, that's Steven Martinez. Massive accident. Steven Martinez and Eric Kalana.
Yes.
Oh dear, there's two cars that are no longer with us there. That Ford is absolutely destroyed. What happened there?
What happened?
Coming out of a scar.
Oh. You know what? Steven went to go rejoin.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think...
Right in the path of Eric Kalaga.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I see it now. I didn't rewind far enough.
That is...
Oh, man.
sizable impact for both drivers there. Oh dear. Oh dear. That is
Yeah, Eric's car is very much used up.
very much is. I don't know about Steven Martinez's though. No, he's on the grass. So
Yeah, I think that car is crabbing. Massive, massive incident.
yeah, it's a big accident there. But let's see. Monza is proving the it's a tricky one for these chaps, to say the least. So they come across the line. I believe this is white flag lap, is it? No, it's not. It's not. It won't be white flag just yet. But Kevin Brooks. Is that Mark Scott's car we're seeing on the screen with a load of damage to the right front? Well, if Lydon Lee can get it across the line with enough fuel, he's going to be the winner of this race with Tom Fisher in the second and Michael Kalaga in third. Now, points are going to obviously be a crucial factor to it. Oh, Michael Kalaga. Michael, we cut away just as... Oh, no, he's doing it again.
Is Michael Kalaga having issues now as well?
No. I was just looking at Michael Kalaga as he came through the first part of the Parabolica. Had a big slide on with that Ferrari. But then I'm seeing Kevin Brooks doing the disappearing in and out act. His magic show.
Oh, okay.
So I think the safest thing that could probably happen there, unfortunately, is Kevin just accepts the fact that Sean's probably going to take the win on this one.
Yeah, well, hopefully he can get his internet issues sorted out.
Yes.
Between the two races here, and whoever he needs to kick him off his Wi-Fi, and
yeah, take the tablet off the kids.
Yep. Tablet, Xbox, PlayStation 5, whatever you got to do.
Kick the missus off the Skype call. Just can't be having out of the Parabolica now. I think for the last time. Eye in the sky. Is this the final lap, Rob?
Look.
Second to last. Okay, cool. Right, so Sean.
Oh, yeah.
Is he going to get pipped? That Corvette gets a bit squirmy on the exit of that corner. So let's see here. Now, the BMW's got the speed out of there. But the only reason it's got the speed out of there is very simply because it got the better exit. So let's see as they go into Ferrari. Very, very close. That was incredibly close as they went into the flick back to the right hander there. And Lesmo 1 and 2 looks as it should be. Yeah, I think there's a bit of a wing strategy going on here. I think Kevin's got that car absolutely just like a bullet, like we said. And Sean hasn't got anything for him, which is a bit of a shame. Sean takes a massive chunk of dirt on the exit of there. Goes without saying that you only need a couple of cars to have a good race. And although we've not got a big 20 or 30 car field, obviously, as we wish for, the racing has been absolutely fantastic. And hats off to these guys. We've got a battle up the front. We've had some calamities and some dramas, which are going to make some big impacts to the points.
Yep, and Sean Campbell's not giving this up.
Nope.
He is right there.
Well, this is your white flag lap. This is the final lap of the race. It's the Curva Grande. Will that BMW get anything on that Corvette into Verranti, which is the left-right section here? He's closing. Will he do anything? He looks. He brakes. No, he's not got anything there, but the car steps out from under him.
Oh boy. Both of them.
That was a monumental clenched moment in that BMW then. He really did. I think he really did have a have a heart in mouth moment then. He was
Yeah,
an
that-
opposite lock on the brakes going into the entry of the corner, and it really struggled to stop that car as well. So, I mean, unless something happens in Ascari with Kevin, this is going to be a little bit of a one in the bag for Kevin Brooks. Into the parabolica for the final time. And Kevin Brooks comes across the line to be your winner in race 1. Well done, Kevin. Great battle between you and Sean. Sean comes in second in that BMW. And then Andrew Houston comes across the line in third. Your winner in AM in the Ferrari is your first racing driver of Lydon Lee. Very well done to Lydon. Made it on fuel. We thought he put in something in the chat to say he was struggling on fuel, but manages to get it across the line. Tom Fisher is your next AM as he comes into the parabolica, as long as he didn't have a car across the line, okay. Handsome looking BMW there. Out of the corner and across the line to take home a P2 in AM. Very well done, Tom. Then Michael Kalaga in the red Ferrari of Vulture Motorsports is going to bring it home in third place. And there's something going on between Errol and Sean Campbell.
I think Sean might have been trying to push him back to the pits. I think Errol ran out.
Jesus. Okay, something's going on over there. I think he's out of fuel and they're pushing him back round.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of that. That's okay. We can live with that. I'm sure there's something in the rules that said it's completely illegal. But you know what? We're just going to move on even seeing this. Yeah, that's that. So, just while I sort the grid out for race 2, Casey, if you wouldn't mind us doing the honours.
All right. So your winner in pro, Kevin Brooks. Sean Campbell brings it home. Lydon Lee did manage to get it across the line. He takes the win in AM. Tom Fisher second. Michael Kalaga, that rounds out your podium AM. Mark Scott fourth. Errol Urksoy fifth. John Casey sixth. Seventh was Eric Kalaga. Eighth, Steven Martinez. Ninth, James Pierce with that massive accident. And 10th, Blake Scott. That rounds out your finishing order here for race 1.
Very much does. That was
Yeah,
yeah, it was decent.
it really did.
It was good. I mean, obviously there's going to be a couple of people out there that didn't think it was very good. But from sitting here, that was a decent race to watch, and obviously more we wish for in race 2. We'll have to see what it brings, and hopefully we see. Not like they have to get the cars repaired in between the races. That'd be quite cool. That'd be a new part of sim race if they did that. They have to get the cars repaired between the 2 races.
That'd be interesting.
Make an edge on it, wouldn't it? But we're probably never going to get that. So.
No, I don't think that's probably very high up on iRacing priority list.
No.
Actually, that's why I have the mic in there. I see the new Fanatec wheel.
Yes.
Seen it, yes.
That is an interesting looking bit of kit, and for the bang for buck, it's probably going to be the hottest bit of sim gear this year, I think.
Talking, what, 350, 360 pounds?
Euro. It's €350, I think. So that's in my money. That's
and
like,
can be clear table, and
Yeah.
there's- I mean, you can be 8 nanometer torque.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one. That would just take the market because
Yeah.
there's certain companies out there at the minute, you know, Thrustmaster, Logitech, and things like that. They don't have a product that comes anywhere close to that as a value for money product, and just, you know, it's a direct drive wheel for 350 quid. All right, okay, it's not got the 25 newton meter torque that, you know, the Podium boasts, or a few others of them boast, Simicube and that, but they cost 3 times that amount of money.
Yeah, $1,000, $1,500.
You know, so that's a bit of kit that I'm going to have my eye on. I use a version 2 at the minute, and it's a wicked bit of kit, and I've never had any grumbles with it. And but when that comes out, that's going to be, I'll be sat here.
I wish they would have announced that a little bit sooner, because I did just upgrade my wheel. About 8 months ago, 9 months ago, to the Club Sport 2.5, and I'm sitting here looking at that new direct drive, and it's got about the same amount of power. I'm just wondering what the difference is going to be versus what I'm going to feel. So with that direct drive,
It's going to be smoothness to be the biggest thing. You just
Yeah.
not, and it's going to give you a lot more fidelity. It's going to give you a lot more accuracy. It's going to be quicker. It's not going to have any sort of. It's just going to be You'll be a completely different thing. Even though the power's the same, I think it'll just be a lot more. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, no, I'm definitely looking to see what some of my guys that I follow who do those product reviews. I'm looking to see what they have to say about it, because it is going to be probably one of the hottest things here for the next quite a little while. So
Well, I want to say, and this is interesting, and I only thought about this the other day, was they announced that technically on April Fool's Day. Do you remember? Do you
I do
remember?
not.
Do you not remember
No.
when they put out that
No,
thing on
I
April
don't.
Fool's Day? April the 1st, they put out this picture of this tiny little DD wheel, and everyone was like, "Look at that pathetic thing," and all this other stuff. And little did they know that, like 4 weeks down the line, that there it is.
It's a real thing. It wasn't
real
just
thing.
them.
It's not just them taking the what on April Fool's Day. That's like, I mean, did you think? Okay, I mean, you know, I think they're a German company.
Yep.
Okay, so I've met a plethora of German people, and they are fantastic. Their sense of humour can sometimes be slightly strange.
Abrasive.
Yeah. Well, to us, you know, to me, you know, just a varied sense of humour, I think. So it's either the best bit of April Fool's prankery you'll ever see in your life, or they completely forgot it April Fool's Day, launched it on April 1st, going, "We're going to get a load of interest off this," and then wondered why 99% of the comments was, "What the bloody hell's that thing? Are they having a joke?" You know what I mean? So it's like, I just wonder if it was really a real ingenious piece of marketing, or just one big cock up.
You know what? I'm gonna say it was probably the latter, because they might not even know what
What that is?
April Fool's is.
Is April Fool's Day a worldwide thing? Gotta be, right?
That's a good question. I don't know, because this is one of the things that we've brought up in my various business classes that I've taken in college, and it's like, it's not necessarily what's a thing here might
It's a
not
thing there.
necessarily be a thing there.
Oh, I know.
So-
Oh, yeah, I know that.
So that's an interesting
We had
it's an
someone.
interesting discussion.
Was it the man, the myth, the legend that was Iro in our team that came in? I think it was like some random day in like January, and comes and goes, "Hey, happy Christmas!" And we're like, "You up?"
What?
that was like a month ago, mate. I mean, you know. No, we're like, what? I swear he came in on a day that wasn't Christmas for us, and he's like, "Happy Christmas," and we're like, "Are you okay?" Have you lost your calendar and found one from a few years ago and gone, "That's probably about right"? Oh dear. All good fun. All good fun. But yeah, it's. I do remember that. I remember seeing it on April Fool's Day, and I was just looking at it, going, "Look at that weird looking thing with its." You know, they've made a miniature podium, but
Yeah.
you know, thinking it's a big wind up, and then lo and behold, when they launched it, I looked at it, I thought, I've seen this before, and then it dawned on me that it was on April Fool's. I'm sure it was on April Fool's Day. I'm gonna have to have a look.
We're just like, lads, no, actually not joking.
It's not a prank, right? This is a real thing. Wondering why everyone's taking the mick out of it.
What?
And they've just completely forgotten it's April Fool's Day.
Found it. Very funny. You've made an affordable DD.
Yeah,
no. What did you say?
It's a real thing, guys. Imagine having an emergency boardroom meeting where they're all sat around going, right, something's gone seriously wrong here because everyone thinks it's a joke. And then they...
Very frantic emails sent out on April.
Yeah.
It's like, lads, we've
really
messed us up.
we've really dropped the thing. They hate it. They think it's a joke because they think it's funny, and we're just being laughed at. I'm scrolling through now because I'm 100%. Here we go. They did. They launched it. Good things come in small packages that really packs a punch. April 1st. Go on to Fanatec's page on Facebook. There is a picture of this wheel, and everybody's like, just. I mean, there's like 755 reactions, and all of them is a laughing face emoji because everyone thought it was a prank. This better be an April prank because I just spent 4K on a DD1 setup.
Oh no!
Them accidentally leaking that at the BMW event.
Yeah, it is. It's everyone thought
It just goes from a karate directly another, and then to make it themselves, it's like, right, we're gonna have to this way.
Well, unless it was like the board meeting was on, what was it, May, whatever the month is, March, yeah, so March 31st. They're like, right, what are we gonna do? I got April Fool's prank joke. We're gonna tell them we're gonna release a DD wheel for 350 quid, and it's gonna be about 3 inches wide. That'll be great. They'll have it. And they put it out there, and then they get the most reactions ever out of everyone going, we'll buy that. And then April 2nd, they're like, right, well, we're going to have to make this now, aren't we? Because everyone wants this. Enjoy. So, they called it the DD 0.5. Brilliant. Gotta love it. Those crazy Germans.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. I don't know if it was a major mess up or if they were just kind of like, hey. Oh
Someone...
yeah, here it is.
You found it, have you?
Oh yeah, April 1st.
I just read the comment.
31.
Someone's put here, all the people in here crying like spoilt children because it's a bad joke. We told you this is real after the BMW event. Fanatec played you like fiddles. Nice. There you go. Either a genius piece of marketing or just one monumental cock-up.
Yep, somebody here posted best April Fool today. You got me. Well done. Too good to be true. In parentheses, unfortunate. And then Fanatec. 3 weeks later. Oh yeah, by the way, wasn't a joke. Here you go.
That's a real thing.
So yeah, I am going to be interested to see, what the reviews, what some of our early takers say about it, because that could be really interesting.
Someone put here, I got super excited and then I realised what day it is. Oh well. Well, we are getting ready and set for race 2. It's a little bit cooler. What's the track temp now? Let's have a little look. It is 24 degrees Celsius.
Gonna be a bit toasty. 24. That's actually, you know what? No, that's probably what 80? 80 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I'll soon tell you. Let me have a quick look. Go. Yeah, 94 Fahrenheit. So.
Okay, so I was off a little bit. That's still not terrible.
Yeah, it's a lot cooler. I was like, was it 37? I think it was in the last race, 36, 37, which is a chunk more. So, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, James Pearce had an absolutely monumental accident in that first race. Stephen Martinez and Eric Kalaga, both teammates. I mean, rule number 1: don't take your teammate out. And well, he did it. I think we even had a prize in season 1 or something like that for if you took your team out, you'd win something.
I don't remember that.
What's going on there? That's not how you take the corner. Here we go. I think we're 10 seconds away from getting the race started for race 2.
Oh, I'm still trying to get myself in. Okay, I'm behind. Don't mind me.
Now you'll be fine. And that's it. We're going to see cars gridding up in preparation for race 2. And Porsche pace cars there. Kevin Brooks come over the radio, so he's going to send it in turn 1. He's only got 2 cars to get around.
You know, I will be interested to see whether or not Sean Campbell's BMW's got a little bit more pace on the straights. Try to see if he made any adjustments there. Be interested to see if he took a little bit of downforce out of that car after Kevin was just eating him alive on the straightaways.
Was indeed. There we go. Let's cars are rolling. Track's even higher. It's 34 degrees Celsius, so that's jumped up massively in the space of an hour. Let's see what happens as they pace round. Don't forget to leave your gaps, please, AMS. Quick message out to AM drivers. See what's going on here. Right, so here we go. They're coming round to start the race. So we've got Andrew Hewson, Kevin Brooks, and Sean Campbell is your pro field. Pace car pulls off, and Andrew Hewson guns it. Yeah, we have a green flag. I was just waiting for green flag to hear in my ears, so they're away. And let's see them get down into turn 1. Hopefully they can all get through there all okay, and they do indeed. They give themselves room. They brake neatly. No issues into the apex of the corner. Right flick, left flick into Curva Grande. That's no problem at all. Let's get to the start of the Anfield here. John Casey leads him to the start. We got cars. Oh my God, there's contact. John Casey's off into the barrier. Is he going to come back on track? He does. He collects Stephen Martinez. Big pile up into turn 1. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh
man.
Oh dear.
Tell you what, and James Pierce was right in the middle of all that and managed to make it through.
Yeah, let's have a little look what happened here. I think was it the Porsche on the right moving over to what happened there? Let's have a little look. Okay, so but what we can't see another.
I think it was. Yeah, it looks like Mark. It looks
What
like
you can't see
more...
from this angle. No, what you can't see from this angle is John Casey let up quite early, which caught. I think it was Mark Scott way off guard. And then we've got cars off here as well. So, they're still having moments. And we got the three leaders here going into turn one side by side. It's Tom. Oh, that was a wide line from Andrew there. He lost a bit of time. I'm sorry, forgive me. I'm just trying to work out what happened.
So it's going to be Kevin Brooks and Sean going to battle. Andrew Houston already getting shuffled out. He really is not having the days. He started first. He's already down to third.
Yeah, I know. I was just forgive us for the lap there. I was just sorting out a little thing that happened in the Anfield on drive. Unfortunately, get a slowdown. A not cleared slowdown that then obviously issues him with a black flag.
Sean Campbell. Oh,
Sean Campbell
checks
through
up just at the last second.
Just through right there. He's absolutely. Oh, he's going to the raggedy edge, using the curb and a little besides to get ball. And
Kevin.
Kevin here he started. He started now.
Oh no, it's too early for that. Come on, man.
Oh
boy.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yes, his ping's all right. So maybe it was just a flash.
Yeah, I think. Well, we've got John Casey in the pits after all. We'll see what happened in lap one. Stephen Martinez in the pits as well. Where's James Pierce? James Pierce has managed to pick his way up into third position in AM. And but he's got about 4 seconds to make up to get himself into a winning position. But let's stay with this. Andrew Houston trying everything he's got to stick with that BMW. He does not want to lose the draft off that BMW because that's going to end his evening very prematurely if it does. Quite an important track for draft Monza is obviously it's a lot of heavy braking into slow corners, but also a lot of heavy straights. So,
you know, it's one of those tracks I'd almost compare it to Daytona. You know, in terms of you've got your tight technical spots where you really want the downforce, but then it's got those long straights where it tempts you to really try and dial the downforce back. So it's kind of like Daytona in that sense. Like, what do? Do you dial it all the way back, or try and make the best of it?
No, absolutely. It is. It's a strange one. I think it's. I probably would put it more. It's just a downforce track, so it's a case where you've got to get your car raked out to maximise your opportunity of a decent result. So,
just what I know maybe I didn't put it the best of ways, but what I'm thinking is I think it would be a struggle to try and find that perfect balance between the two.
I'm just looking through the Anfield. Stephen Martinez is out there with a very, very damaged looking car, unfortunately.
Sean Campbell, I think he just got a slowdown. Sean Campbell's way off the pace coming out of that first chicane.
Yeah, he would have done. Really got to slow down for that. And what's happening up here? We've got James Pearce looking to the inside of Errol Yuriksoy onto the brakes into turn 1. Is he going to get him cleared? Yes, he does. Gets him cleared.
Yeah, he does.
So James Pearce moves up into second place. Only line lead to get past now. And Sean Campbell kicking the dirt up on the exit of Varanti there into Lesbo 1. Andrew Hewson over the back of Sean Campbell. What's Andrew Hewson going to be able to do for him?
It's just more than anything, just try and, survive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for Andrew, it's all about trying to stick to the back of that BMW and use the draft as much as he can.
Absolutely.
Back of that Corvette all over the place. Sean runs way wide at the exit there. Up and over the dirt.
Yeah. Just looking here, James Pearce has got a bit of damage to the front of his car. Not too sure where he managed to get that from, but there is, well, I say a bit of damage. It looks ever so creased in on the front end.
Kevin Brooks is having some issues, guys.
Blinky McBlink face.
Yeah, pings at 158, coming back down. Still not out of the woods.
No, he's not. And Andrew Hewson closes right up to the back of him now. But if we can get a look at what's going on with James Pearce's car, the front of that Corvette looks very well used.
You know what? I'll go take a look back, see if I can figure out where that came from.
Yeah, well, the Amfield here, you've got James Pearce, Errol, and then you've got it's Michael Kalaga and Eric Kalaga in the Ford. So it's in that little battle, it's Corvette, Ferrari, and then Ford. And that is for second place in the Am. Those cars are not too far apart away from each other. So we'll see. Michael Kalaga looking to put a move onto Errol, to no avail at the moment. And hopefully Eric Kalaga does not get engrossed up in a big pile-up like he did last time.
Yeah, I've got a sneaky suspicion it was from that lap one of those lap 1 incidents.
One with Blake Scott.
Yeah.
I think it was where Blake Scott got into the side of Michael Fisher, spun him around. And I think James didn't particularly have anywhere to go.
That's exactly where it was. So, yep, Blake got into Thomas, and yep, James just ran right into the back of Blake's Porsche there. Had nowhere to go. The track was completely blocked. So that's where that nose damage for James Pearce came from.
You know what?
Unfortunately,
I'm going to miss GTE.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I think it's. I think the racing it provides it can be absolutely fantastic. I think the cars are great to drive. I think the biggest thing, well, it's the same with GT3. But what I really like as we see Sean looking to the inside of Andrew to no avail. But the one cars, but are competitive, like fairly equal.
Yep.
And I think at this point at the minute, I think we've got probably the Corvette has got the edge on some and the Ferrari on others. But, it's just nice to see this combination of cars. You've got Ford, you've got Ferrari, you've got Porsche, you've got Corvette. And, it's just nice. Oh, and obviously, of course, BMW, I could forget. But, it's good to see it. We've got a move in AMS. We've got Michael Kalaga at the inside of Errol Yuriksoy. Lesbo 1, Lesbo 2. He's still there. He's still on the inside. There's very close to contact between the two of those.
Oh, and Eric is right there.
And that brings the Ford into play. So we've got Errol Yuriksoy, Eric Kalaga. Eric Kalaga's looking to the inside. Is he clear? Ooh, oh dear, that's not a lot of room between those two cars. Gets the job done though, and Errol loses 2 spots from that. So Michael puts the move on, and Eric just follows him. And He's just gone over the radio and said he was a meat and a sandwich there, and he was indeed. So, job done. But now let's see if he can hang on to it. These two guys ahead.
And now we've got Ford versus Ferrari in the Calaga brothers camp.
Yeah, it's Ferrari, Ford, Ferrari, and that's the story. Obviously, we've got a GT40 Golf coloured skin on the on that Ford, so a little trip down memory lane. And of course, we've got a red Ferrari as well. So, hey, that's all the makings there.
Oh yeah. But as you were saying, Harry, with GTE, certainly in its heyday, I would say about 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The racing was just incredible. You had, and massive fields, and the competition was just you couldn't put a piece of paper in most of the cars for most of the race. So
no, I'd say it was probably when, but just before, I think when you had obviously Corvette with what was it, the C7R. So you had that. Obviously the Ford
GT
458 Ferrari, what we still got. Aston Martin.
Porsche, Aston Martin, and I think BMW was there for a couple. So
I think it was that. I think what was it, 2018 or 2019, where it was the last race of the C7. You had Aston Martin, the new Aston Martin shape, in that bright yellow colours. Obviously, you had the previous one, the shape as well in the AM class, but in the Pro of GTE, you just had all the good cars. I think that was the year that Aston Martin got a really rough ride on the Bop. They were obviously
you know what? I remember that now. Yes.
It was they were looking really good and really favourable for for a decent result, and it just didn't. I think they were absolutely flying in qualifying. Came to the race and it was just they got the Bop, and it just kicked the Watsits out of the car and they had nothing left. So real shame when that sort of stuff happens, but I'm sure rules are rules for a reason. I think who won it? Who won that year in GT8? Was it?
Can't remember. I would have to look it up.
Was it BMW? I think it was BMW. Oh, there's a moment there for Michael Calaga. Gets that red Ferrari all out of shape on the apex. Then
I think you're a little behind here, Harry.
Am I really?
I think you're in replay, buddy.
No, I don't think I am. It was on that. It was on Veranti, so it's the I think he just got that Ferrari. He just overcooked the entry.
For a 4-wheel slide.
Had to jab the brakes on right smack in the middle of the little short chute between the right hander. Ferrari looks really well planted there on the exit of Mascari. So does the Ford, to be fair. These pair are brothers, so I'm sure that they're not going to do anything silly with each other. I mean, that would just be crazy. We've already seen one of the Vulture Motorsport cars take another one out in race 1.
Alright, let's see.
Sean
Campbell, saying
Campbell.
his game froze.
Yeah, there's some froze for him there. I think it was his
Kevin
VR.
Brooks got it all wrong there back in that chicane, though. Gave up quite a stack of time to Sean Campbell again.
Sean said his VR froze. I think, oh my God. I mean, if he could see what was going on there, I think he'd probably rather not see what just happened, to be honest. That was nearly race over.
Yeah.
But now there's a little bit of a battle forming up here between him and Andrew Hewson. So Ascari into the right hander. I think the Corvette had to lift there on the exit. I heard some undulation, obviously, in the throttle of that car. And we've got the Goliath BMW closing up in the back. Obviously can't get anything done just yet. Onto the start-finish line to complete another lap. currently we do have, I believe, 4 retirements. Sorry, so Blake Scott was your first casualty of the race. John Casey. Oh no, sorry, tell a lie. John Casey is back out there. So there is 3 retirements. Mark Scott and Stephen Martinez. So both the Scotts are out, and Stephen Martinez in that Ferrari is out as well. So 3 retirements at the moment. Now we've got a side-by-side between Andrew Houston and Sean Campbell as they come down. Sean does the right thing, tucks in behind, right into let's go 1. Might look at trying to do a move into Ascari, if he can get this exit right out of here. Let's just see. Does he get the exit right? He does. He gets a corner. And now he's right up in the slipstream. Might leave it until he hits the parabolica. Let's see. Into Ascari. He's looking. No, gets out of it. Mind games. He's trying to force Andrew into a mistake. We'll see what happens as they come out of here. He's dropped back quite a bit. He probably won't be able to get a run down this back straight. You might do, though. The gap is coming down. The gap is closing into the braking zone. They go. No. But if he gets a good run out of parabolica, this is probably where he's thinking.
Yep, he's going to get a nice big draft off the back of that Corvette. See if he thinks about diving on the inside. He's looking, and he is there. Going for it. No.
Oh, backs out of it. I think he's only going to make that move if he's pretty much confident that he's going to be able to be in a position where it's his corner, i.e. side-by-side, door-to-door. I think that's probably the only move. Looks again, looks every corner. He's just like a gnat in the mirror. You just can't quite get rid of him. Oh, Andrew!
Oh, there goes Andrew. So all that pressure that Sean was applying, well, it paid off.
Works, mate. Mind games. Force the mistake. Force the error, and he did it well. To be brutally honest with you, he played that absolutely perfectly. We can see here as they come in for Verante, it's hard on the brakes, left-hander. Andrew gets it right. And on the exit, he's absolutely bang on, but just that little bit too much. And Andrew did well. To be fair, and I've said it before, it's hard to praise a mistake, but when you manage to, just drop it ever so slightly and then gather it all back up again like that, he's done ever so well. So well done to him there. Very quick reactions to. Excuse me.
Yeah, you could just see the attitude of that Corvette. He just jumped into the gas just a little too quick.
He put the dirt on the left. It just
I missed that.
It breaks the traction of the loaded tire and then just pops you off into a barrier on the other side. Eric Calaga, in the meantime, while we've been looking at that, has got around Michael Calaga, which is what you can see on your screen. So those two have swapped positions, and Eric has gone down the road quite a bit. So he's done very well. There we go. They come across the line, these guys, to complete another lap. We are 2/3 of the way through this race, the penultimate race of the season. So we'll just have to see how this one plays out, what impact it makes on the points. You've got Lydon Lee off into the distance. He's 12 seconds to the north. Yes.
Yeah. I gotta think that damage on the nose of James Pierce's car, I think that's just too much for him to overcome.
Yeah, you might be right with that.
I honestly believe that's what's keeping him from being able to track Lydon in.
Yeah, well, the lap times he's setting are quite a way off.
Yeah. So, but James got that damage on lap 1. He's done the most to get back up to second. I think that's pretty impressive, considering he's gone the whole race pretty much with that damage.
Yeah. Sean Campbell's around Andrew Hewson, yeah. That was after the mistake that happened.
Andrew's not too far away.
Andrew's lighting the tyres up out of turn 1, which is doing him no favours whatsoever, I don't think. Yeah, over the curb. So well, the gap's come away from that Ford. That Ford has got some serious pace over that Ferrari, so he's done really well to bridge that gap out to where it is.
Yeah, you know, I missed where Eric managed to get around his brother, because last I looked, that Ferrari was ahead of the Ford.
Yeah, I think I missed that as well. A chance to see that, so I'll try to see just what happened between the two. But as it stands at the minute, we've got Lyon Lee, James Pearce, Eric Kalaga, Michael Kalaga, and Errol Yuriksoy, your top 5 in AM. And they're all doing very well. You can see Errol just in the background there in that green Ferrari. Obviously, we are retirees. Did Stephen Martinez park it? Stephen Martinez has parked it. So we have 4 retirees at the minute. Yes, 3. John Casey is still out there. Mark Scott, Blake Scott, and Stephen Martinez are your 3 cars out of this race. Obviously, James Pearce is going to be going to drop some points because of what happened. Obviously, in race 1, he didn't score anything for that because of the meatball flag he got. But I'm struggling to see where I put any blame really on. Put any blame as such on.
Yeah, I think that was just a really unfortunate racing incident there. Yeah, referring to that wreck that he had in race 1 there. It was Blake, I believe. It's either Blake or Mark Scott. I want to say it was Blake.
So it's one of them.
But yeah, you know, it's just netcode. It's really not a whole lot that you can do about that. It does happen. It's been a known thing on the servers for ever since I've been on, and that's been about 5 years now. So. Yeah, sometimes every once in a while, for whatever reason. I mean, it can be. I've seen it go up to 10 feet or more, even sometimes in crazy instances. So it's just one of those things. Here, Michael Kalaga reeling his brother back in, actually.
Yeah, I was just looking at that myself. So I thought, well, that gap's come down quite a bit. Yeah, so I don't think they're.
Oh, he's off.
Eric's just had a big moment there. Sorry, I was looking at Michael and didn't realise he's got a big bit of board stuck to the front of his car. Gonna have to get that share. Like we're doing downforce or any good in that. Let's see what happens when he comes into the braking zone. This will be very interesting. Does it affect the braking ability of the car? No, it does not. But he has got a board.
Just stuck. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there we go. Okay, well. Yeah, there was. I did a race. I can't remember what car it was in. Might have been the Z4, and I was at Barcelona. I got a cone stuck under the front of the car. My God, did it make a massive difference to it? It would not stop or turn or anything. And then it's only after I thought I had damage from something or a flat tire. And only after did someone pick up that it was from the cone. If memory serves me, they drop all of that stuff within 30 seconds now. So like they're
really?
weird, yeah.
Yeah.
This is before that, and it was stuck underneath my car the whole race.
Oh yeah, that would have been no. You can't drive like that. So yeah, now that puts Michael right back in front of Eric Kalaga. Eric's gonna have to see if he can reel him back in, but he's only gonna have what, 1, maybe 2 laps to get there. Yep, I think he's gonna have this lap, and I think probably the next lap will be the white flag.
Yeah, he's not gonna have very long left to get the job done on this. There's a decent gap between them a minute. What's the gap like between James Pearce and Lydon Lee? Lydon's disappeared off.
Massive.
Yeah,
there's. It's about 11 seconds now. No, yeah. I'm sorry. It's even more than that. It's about 16 seconds.
Yeah, he's gonna struggle to get anything done with that, I think.
Oh, Andrew Hewson.
Binned it? No.
No, but he really overshot turn 1, almost ran right in the back of Sean Campbell.
I thought that. It just clicked onto him and then clicked off it. But yeah, I saw that he had a moment then.
I think what he was trying to do, I think he was trying to brake as late as he could to stay on the back of Sean. Just kind of got it wrong just a little bit there.
Yeah.
Andrew's really putting the whip to the horses here, but it's not really helping him.
No. Kicks a bit of dirt up on the exit, does Andrew?
Yep, he's using up every bit of track and then some, trying to stay right there on the back of that BMW, but I think he's just overdriving it just a little bit too much.
Probably right.
Of course, as I say that, I think did Sean get? He must have had a slowdown or something.
Sean's just had a massive moment through the middle of a Ascari. That's just roasted the rear tyres on that car.
Oh.
Because he got all out of shape.
Yeah, it looks like he got out of shape at Parabolica as well.
Well, that brings Andrew right up to the back of him.
Yep. Here he goes alongside.
Yeah.
So side by side for P2 here.
Down into turn 1. Sean gets out of it. Cleverest move. But Andrew has always gone in there really hot. He's going to have to stop the car on the apex of the second corner. And he lights the backup up. Sean's right up on the back of Andrew now. Goes to the outside of the Curva Grande.
Trying to set himself up for the inside here to the chicane.
And he's right there. He's there. He's there. He's door to door.
Side by side. Oh. And they make it through still side by side.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah, they're doing good here. That's Lesbo 1. Are they side by side? Ooh.
That was close.
That was close. So what happened there? I think Sean was on the rumble strip over on the left-hand side.
Yeah, Andrew kind of cleared himself just a little bit, but here comes Sean back on the outside again. Oh, that's close. Sean's going to have one more chance. He's got to get the run coming out of Parabolica. If he doesn't get a good run, he has no chance whatsoever. A little bit of mind games, flashing the lights.
Yeah.
That's going to do it.
There you have it. Gets it done.
So Kevin Brooks takes the win in both races tonight.
So did Lyden Lee. Really good race from Lyden.
Lyden having a good night as well on his return night to the RSR GTE series, yeah.
Sean Campbell doing a bit of reverse stuff there. Why not, Sean? Eh? Just like your signature move there. You like to just back yourself into everything. Well, we see James Pearce there coming across the line with second place. Well done, James. Obviously, after the debacle and issues he had a bit earlier on.
Yeah, I would. I would say absolutely. With everything that he went through, during this race, definitely good job bringing home the second place.
Yeah, really good racing all throughout there. So yeah, that's race 2, and some really good racing we saw in that one. I think they're something to be proud of.
Absolutely.
So we'll get some results on your screen very shortly, and we'll be able to talk you through just how they finished up there in race 2.
And there you go, Kevin Brooks, winner in both race 1 and race 2 tonight. Andrew Hewson brings it home second. Sean Campbell in third. Lyden Lee, your winner in both races tonight, and Am as well. James Pearce brings it home in second, overcoming those issues we said he had on lap 1. Michael Kalaga, third. Fourth, Eric Kalaga, fifth. Errol Uriksoy, sixth. Thomas Fisher, seventh. John Casey, and in eighth. Waiting for it to refresh here. Alright, 8th place would be Steven Martinez, 9th Mark Scott, and 10th would be Blake Scott. So, yeah, that was some good racing we saw in both races there, especially in the Pro Series.
Sean, that second race though, he really was sort of.
Yeah, he was doing really well.
Yeah, it was really good racing. So well, there you have it. Yes, so that was Monza. This is the penultimate round of season 2 of the RSL World Series. Next week,
Championship.
It is championship decider, and it's going to be a very interesting one. I think it'll be interesting to see what the drop there on James Pearce did. And I am actually prepared for the first time this season, and I do know what the last round of the season is going to be. It's going to be endurance racing. Now, these cars at Le Mans, in my opinion, is a match made in heaven. I think these cars here at that track is just suits it down to the ground. Yep. And we are going to be bringing that action to you live next week. So from me and Casey, I think we're all done here, guys. I think we'll pass you over Rob, and you can do your little bit.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, it's a pleasure to bring you the RSR America Series. It'd be a shame to see these GTEs go in the real world, but we'll enjoy the memories. How about that?
Indeed.
Yes.
Le Mans finale next week at the same time, 1 a.m. BST or 8 a.m. EST or 8 p.m. EST in American land, if you're of the variety. But until then, gents, ladies, and of course, Harry Wills.
Hello.
Take care and enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you next week.